Shabbat Shalom! My name is Mady, and I'm the Youth Engagement Coordinator at NSCI. I also go to camp at Osrui. It's a tradition to tell stories on Shabbat, and at Osrui, when we celebrate Shabbat every week, the whole camp gathers in one big circle, and someone stands in the middle and tells a story. So I'm going to share one of my favorites with you. There were once two brothers that owned a farm. One brother was married and had children, and the other just lived alone. They lived on either ends of a large field. One year they had an amazing harvest, and they split the crop in half, so each brother had the same amount. One night, the single brother was up late. He couldn't sleep. He said to himself, "I have so much grain, and my brother has children and a spouse to feed. I just have to feed myself." So in the middle of the night, he got up, packed up some of his grain, and walked across the field to his brother's barn and left it for him. He then went back to his house and went to bed. The married brother woke up early that morning and said to himself, "I'm married and have children. My life is so full, but my brother is alone. I don't need all this grain. I'm going to share more of mine with him." So the married brother went to his barn, packed a bag full of grain, and went to his brother's barn and left it for him before he woke up for work. So they carried on like this for weeks, each brother sneaking in the night or the early morning to give each other the grain. One night, the single brother fell asleep. He forgot and he panicked that he wouldn't be able to give his brother the grain in time. So he packed up some grain and went across the field. He didn't know that his married brother was on the way with that morning's grain from his barn. They bumped into each other in the middle of the field. They laughed and cried and hugged each other and finally discovered that they had been giving each other grain the whole time. They say that because of this brothers' kindness, the spot the farm was on is where they decided to build the temple in Jerusalem. Wow. Such a nice story. Thank you guys so much for coming to hear a story from me. Shabbat Shalom.